Hello everybody, I'm Jason the Basher Clouse, the Chief Executive Official for the Michigan Wrestling Organization. I certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day to give this a watch. We have a lot of ground to cover here today. And I realize there's a lot of anxiousness, there's a lot of anticipation in regards to this announcement that we kind of forecasted earlier in the week. And a lot of speculation going around, a lot of rumors have been started, so I'm here to kind of curb all of the rumors, and innuendo, as it were. But we, at the same time, we have a lot of ground to cover, and you'll have to bear with me. We're kind of doing this by the seat of our pants in a lot of respects, but. First and foremost, a couple of quick announcements. It is the actual anniversary of the founding of the Michigan Wrestling Organization. So this announcement kind of is kind of poetic in a lot of ways that it's going to happen on this day. As of this announcement, it is September the 4th of 2020, and I also want to give, on a personal level, a quick happy birthday message to my longtime friend, a great tag team partner, Levi Blue, who is celebrating a birthday today. So Levi, happy birthday to you. Let's get down to business, because nobody wants to sit here for too long and just listen to me ramble. But I have, the announcements that I'm about to make here are ones that have been thought out for a while now, because the whole world, as we all know, has changed in so many ways for so many people in the last 4, 5, even 6 months. We are still in the grips of a global pandemic with the coronavirus and all that, which at one point pretty much shut the world down for many of us. With that came the suspension of operations for our organization, and it was a decision that I had made. Certainly not the most popular decision, and I totally understand that, but at the same time, it was one that I felt was the right course of action, to take, in terms of the safety and well-being of our superstars, our support staff, and just as important, if not more so, our fans. Now, with everything that's happened between the Bunkhouse Brawl, which happened in February, that was our last live event, to this announcement that I'm making today, the most common question that I've gotten is, when is the MWO going to resume live events? As time passed on, that question became, is the MWO going to resume live events? And I have to be perfectly honest with you, the latter was something that I have thought long and hard about. And it's, make no mistake about it, anybody that knows me on a personal or a professional level, how much the Michigan Wrestling Organization means to me. And it has essentially become part of the fabric of who I am as a person, both personally and professionally. And while I understand that this organization is not the most popular among the landscape of the business in terms of an independent promotion in the state of Michigan, there are still quite a few people that this organization and its roster means something to. So with that being said, I make this announcement. We all know, if you have followed the MWO for any length of time, we all know that the centerpiece of our live event schedule is WrestleRama. And it's the first. It's the original. There are other events in other organizations that like to use that name, but this is the original. This year would have been our 26th anniversary of the MWO's premier event, and it was one that we had on the books prior to the COVID outbreak. Unfortunately, because of everything else that was going on in the world around us, WrestleRama was one of those events that had to be put on the shelf. Now, I firmly believe that this show, WrestleRama, is indeed, and you can call it a cliche if you want, but it is indeed the centerpiece of our entire organization. And it was very important to me that we try to figure out a way to do WrestleRama in as in the most professional and, more importantly, the safest way possible for our staff and our fans. So with that being said, allow me to say this. We are going to have WrestleRama 26. However, it's not going to be in the traditional format that our fans have become accustomed to. Instead, we are going to make this event exclusively available on the MWO network, which is powered by YouTube.com. The event will premiere on Sunday, September the 27th at 4 p.m. at youtube.com/MWO network. And the event will be pre-taped. It will not be live. And it will be happening at an undisclosed location upon the filming of the show. We are doing this route because I feel that even though it is very important for our organization to have this event, I feel like it is also very important that we keep our fans and our superstars as safe as possible. And while I understand other promotions and other companies are having public events, and if that's their model, then they are certainly entitled to that. However, in my circumstance, in my case, at this point in the game, I just don't feel like that is the right way to go for the MWO. So we are going to film WrestleRama 26, and it will be available exclusively on the MWO network. With that being said, we have some pretty blockbuster matches that are on tap, that are scheduled at this point for WrestleRama 26. And of course, with everything happening and things that are changing pretty much on the fly every day, card is of course subject to change. But at this point, these are the matches that we have scheduled for WrestleRama 26 on September the 27th, exclusively on the MWO network. You will see the MWO Tag Team Championship will be on the line when the champions, Skulls and the Creature Feature John Campbell, will defend the titles against Roberto Cruz and the Mighty Bojack. From there, in a big one-on-one match, the Monster Blackwell will go one-on-one with the Bruiser Butch Regal. From there, the MWO Television Championship will be on the line when Tyler Dean puts the title on the line against Ex-Convict. For Ex-Convict, this is going to be his opportunity to really solidify his name in the history books. If he wins the TV title, he will become a Grand Slam champion here in the MWO. For Tyler Dean, this could be his toughest title defense at this point. You will see a big matchup for the MWO Great Lakes Championship when former champion Big A, Adrian Anderson, will challenge Victor Cross for the Great Lakes Championship. And then the main event, this is the one that everybody's been waiting for. The MWO Championship will be on the line when Jeremiah J. Hughes, the Archduke, will defend the title against Bunkhouse Brawl winner and #1 contender, the Alpha Jack Terran. More matches are expected to be added to the card as we move closer to WrestleRama 26. And of course, you can find all of the latest information in and around the MWO on our Facebook page. You just look for @MWO Wrestling or our official website, MWOonline.net, which is currently in the process of being overhauled, and you will see new content starting next week over on MWOonline.net. From there, you can keep up with us on the MWO Network on YouTube and as well as Twitter @MWO Wrestling. Any questions or comments, you can send us a direct message through the Facebook page for the MWO. That's probably the most direct approach as to send us a message, and we will read them and we will correspond with you as soon as we possibly can. But please understand, and I realize for our fans that this is not an ideal situation, but in the grand scheme of things, there's not one thing that's been happening in the world in this year alone that is ideal. So we felt like this was our best course of action. It's to give you, our fans, our premier event of the year. It gives our superstars that stage that they deserve to be on, and it gives everybody an opportunity for a few hours to escape from the reality of our everyday lives. We certainly appreciate all of your support, your feedback, and anybody that's been following us, both with the MWO or me personally or any of the roster members personally, what a challenge this year has been, and just the seemingly insurmountable odds that we have all had to endure, not just with the pandemic, but just life in general. This event, of course, is for me personally, it's going to be a very emotional one, and we all know why. There's going to be a huge void in our locker room on that day, a huge void in the promotion, a huge void for our fans with the passing of Pure Fury Jeff Clouse. And this event is going to be held in his memory, in his honor, because that was one of the driving forces in coming up with this plan of attack here, that this is an event that my brother would have wanted to take place regardless of how it was going to be held. So he's very much going to be in our hearts, on our minds, and I have no doubt he's going to be looking down on us on that day as proud as he could be. So we certainly thank you for all of your support in terms of everything that's been going on, and once again, for all the latest information, we invite you to check us out on Facebook, like the Michigan Wrestling Organization page @MWO Wrestling, and you will get all of the updates as they become available. Until then, thank you so much for taking time out to give this a watch, and we will see you at WrestleRama 26.